Hey, good morning, everyone. This is DJ Raoul keeping it cool once again. All right, now this video is a little bit different from what I would have been doing before. This channel is mainly for music and you know my productions of songs and etc. But today's a little different. Actually, outside of doing music and video, you know, I'm a teacher. You know, yeah, teacher in Jamaica here. Which, if I should go into details, that's a very long story. Um, but I give thanks nonetheless that I'm able to have a profession. Um, had it things gone my way, then probably I'd be more into music. I haven't been able to give time to the passions that I have in terms of music and video and um, computer science, the engineering aspect of all of those things. But nonetheless, in the capacity of a teacher right now, so this is how I will approach today's video. All right. So now, if you see the title of this video, it says, "What is physics?" And yes, because first and foremost, I'm a physics teacher, and I did study physics for 3 years at you know Church Teachers College in Mandeville, and and that was after doing a couple of years at UTech, and you know, and before transitioning now into the classroom as a physics teacher. Now I've been doing that since well, it's a very long time actually. um, Suppose you could tell that I'm quite aged, but I've been teaching for the last 12 years, I believe. If I'm that good at math, so would have started officially working for the government in 2009. So, um, 2019 would have been 10 years, and then 2020 would have been 11. So this year is my 12th year in the classroom, under the ministry's jurisdiction. However, before 2009, I was doing what I would call pirate teaching, which is just freelancing and teaching classes and so on. And it was always a passion of mine since I would say 2002, when I was at Manchester High. And at that time I would have been the captain of the school challenge quiz team, and also one of the coaches of the Bishop Gibson quiz team of that year. So when I was maturing into you know a young adult, I would have been a teenager at that time though. But in those days, I took a passion to training persons and so on, and of course, from my mother's side, she's a teacher, and I've grown up in that um awareness as well. So all of these things have really fueled my um the person I am today, the career choice that I have. But you know I'm very thankful. I could say many ills about the profession of teaching, and other persons would have their take on it as well. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I am before you guys know telling you that I am a physics teacher by profession, but also passionate about music, passionate about video, passionate about computers, passionate about technology. All right, so that's me in a nutshell. All right, so as you can see, there's nothing on the screen except me speaking to you guys, and that's what I want to keep it blank today. I don't want this video to be too long, but what I want to say is that being a physics teacher has enabled me to see the world from, I would say, a bigger perspective. A perspective where you can appreciate more things. Right now, physics has this stigma of being hard to persons, and it shouldn't be. I think it's misguided, it's a misrepresentation of what physics really is. But physics has been a personal experience to me. It has been one of those um, things, because it has gone past the realm of being a subject to me. It's more of a companion, and physics is personified in nature, and that's what physics is to me. It's very dear. It's a close friend. It's it's this existent being that speaks to me, and so we have to treat physics as a friend. We have to befriend the subject. I think that's one of the secrets to loving it, is to not see it as a subject that you know they say you should do at school, or your parents say you need this to go on to whichever career. um, it's more than just that. Physics is not an exam, it's not a subject. Physics is all around us, right? So I want to leave you with that, right? The concept about physics being a subject is false, right? And I'm speaking now to the administrators and the stakeholders in the education system. Many of the curricula that is administered into the schools, especially with regards to the scientific subjects, it is boxed. I know that persons will say that there is scope within the syllabus, and there's mention made of applications and of activities that should be done. However, the playing field is not level, and so the activities recommended, um, it's not feasible. There are a lot of variables at work, and one of the main variables being a teacher is the student. That is not accounted for. There's no code that can be written. There's no script that can be written to deal with varying backgrounds of students. Right? You have students who, first of all, the background which they grew up in, the exposure that they have, doesn't make them ready to receive a formal education as what the syllabus dictates. The syllabus dictates an ideal, right? So it would work better in certain settings with certain students, right? Now, when the reality hits a single teacher, now this teacher would be employed by the ministry to work in a specific school, right? That teacher has to come to grips with the students that they have in front of them. And there goes the problem of delivering a curriculum, delivering a set of objectives. Whereas the objectives will want a level playing field across the island, all right? It is not feasible in a day-to-day class all the time, and not all objectives rather can be met. Um, Again, it depends on where you are in the country. Depends on the type of students that you have in front of you. These are, very strong variables that dictate how the subject or the matter of physics is brought to them. Now, you cannot go wrong with going back to the foundation of physics. Physics was, in fact, an evolved scientific subject. It evolved from asking questions. It was based on what something we call philosophy. So questions were asked about the surroundings, documentations were made, people wrote down things, and so to the average person in Jamaica, I would want to speak to you right now and say that physics is just taking notes of your surroundings and asking questions about it, and going back to the notes, writing more information. That is physics, right? It's just your surroundings. Just make some observations, use your common sense, the five senses that you would have. And some of us, may not have all five based on the situation, but you still have a purpose on this earth. So therefore you can still ask the question, you can still get the information. But physics is a way of life, All right, it's not a subject, it's something that we can sit down and talk about, and you can reach a certain level of understanding that, if you decide to sit an exam, to test your knowledge, just so that you can get a piece of paper and say, well, see, I did it. Other persons doubted me, and you know and now see, I come and I do it. Yes, that is possible. All right. Physics is a way of life, it's a discussion. All right. And we see the syllabus as a guide to what we should do for the discussion. So the syllabus, it's more for the teacher. And the teacher has to be very pliable. Right. The teacher has to use um their training. And that's another story by itself. But let's focus on the physics aspect. Again, physics is merely a discussion of the things around us. All right, that's it. That's it. And so on this channel, from time to time, and if you would want to see more of this type of content, if you want us to deal with specific things in the realm of physics, then let me know. All right. So yeah, this is DJ Raoul keeping it cool once again. I'm signing out, and the usual. Click like, share, subscribe. And if you want more of this content, just message me in the comments. All right. So this is DJ Raoul keeping it cool once again.